Hello and welcome back. I'm Mondef, of course, and I am back playing some more Kerbal Space Program. And my goal today, well, actually, you know what? Let's go back here. Let's take a look at the map. I believe we do that from the little radar dishes here. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we are. So my goal today is to get in orbit around Kerbal. Eventually what I'd like to do is get out to one of these moons. Of course, Kerbal has two moons. It has the Mun, M-U-N, the Mun, and then it's also got this other littler guy, it's Minmus. Minmus is actually quite a bit smaller than the Mun is, so it's easier to land on. Even though it's a little bit further away, it's the easier target, so we'll probably go to Minmus first. But getting ahead of myself, the first goal is to get in orbit around Kerbal. So that is what I'm going to work on today. I'm going to do a little cut here because it'll probably take me a while to build my rocket, but I will meet you on the launch pad. Alright, here we are on the launch pad. I'm going to admit this is not my first attempt to get to orbit. Hopefully it is successful. Here is our ship. Let's not stare at it too long since we're going to be looking at it the whole time anyway. And launch! Oh, let's turn the SAS on. So hopefully keep us stable. Right now we're just running off of the solid rocket boosters. It is just carrying us up through the thick part of the atmosphere. You can see up here in the top, this bright blue section is the thick part of the atmosphere, and then we go through the lighter blue, which is thinner, and then to even lighter blue, which is even thinner, and then into outer space. So hopefully we get that far. Because I've only got a few more tries left on me before I have to put this game away. Almost done on the solid fuel section. Trying as hard as I can to keep this pointed back at vertical. And here we come up on... We're going to jettison those, start up our liquid fuel rocket. And that should be a little bit easier to control. There we go. We're going to slow down a little bit during this phase because it's a heavy rocket. This engine is not as powerful as those 4 solid rocket boosters, but what we just want to do is just kind of coast our way up to beyond this thin part of the atmosphere, and then we can crank up the fuel spinature and really get ourselves some height here. Just gonna kind of try to correct my trajectory a little bit. I'm not sure why, but this rocket seems really kind of hard to fly. Doesn't want to respond to my inputs as much as I think it should. There we go. At least we got ourselves on a stable holding. We want to go down this 90-degree marker because that will get us an arc that will eventually turn us into an orbit around the planet. Alright, we're about to cross this threshold here and get into the thinner part of the atmosphere. And you can see my speed is going up, which is good. We don't want to get going too fast, that's just a waste of fuel. But we do want to be building up speed, that's good. If we turn to the orbital map, we always want this apoapsis kind of getting higher, which is pretty low right now, 16. But we don't want the node, the time to get there, 18 seconds right now. We don't want that getting closer because that means that we're not gaining enough speed to actually go anywhere. I'm going to go ahead and throttle up because we're not getting as high up of an apoapsis as I would like. We need to get up above 85 kilometers in order to get beyond the atmosphere. I think the atmosphere actually stops at about 75, but I want to go to about 85 just to be safe, to know that I'm beyond beyond the atmosphere. We're about to break into, yeah, a thinner... Well, we're about halfway through this section of the atmosphere. You can see we're going up to... We're guaranteed to go up to 31. We're nearly through this fuel stage. I think I wasted quite a bit of fuel burning laterally into the atmosphere. You want to burn almost straight up until you get through most of the thick parts of the atmosphere, so you're not wasting energy traveling laterally through the thick parts of the atmosphere. So 45, 46, go, go, go. How are we doing on fuel? Almost there. We do have one more stage of fuel. 55, 6, 7, 8. Come on. And that's it. That's the end of the. That's all she wrote on that section of the fuel. Let's go ahead and launch this last little section. It's quite a bit smaller, so we don't need nearly as much thrust. That's a sound effect. It sounded like something exploded, but we're still moving, so I think we're okay. And we're going to go for 80 and cut the engines. Okay. So now we're going up really high, but we're not traveling fast enough sideways, so that we're going to just fall right back down to the planet. So we need to speed up in that direction. So we're going to add a maneuver here. This will let us basically run the calculation of how much fuel we'll need to burn, how much energy we need to create in order to get ourselves into an orbit. Here we can see the periapsis, which is the closest part of your orbit on the far side. That gives us a theoretical periapsis of 78 and an apoapsis 81. So 80 and 82. So that looks like what we want to do. So we're going to come back to the vehicle view here. And on the nav ball, you can see I've now got this little blue point. And that blue point is the direction that we need to burn on. So I'm just going to get my ship pointed right at that. You can see it's got an estimated burn of 51 seconds, and that the node's coming up in 36 seconds. So we want to split the difference of the 51. So at about 25 seconds, I want to start burning my engines so that I burn 25 on one side and 25 on the other to get right about 51. And this tells us the total energy required, in this case 1700 meters per second, is how much we want. And there's our burn start, so we'll throttle up. Just make sure we stay right on that blue heading. And hopefully that gets us where we want to go. And hopefully we have enough fuel to get into orbit and to return. You can see this is increasing our orbital velocity, which is exactly what we want. I think it takes about 2,000 meters per second in order to be in orbit around Kerbal. That's how fast you need to be going, so that when as Kerbal pulls you back in, you're actually, escaping out in front of it. So it looks like we're going to have enough fuel. This is very, very exciting. I think I have finally done it. I've wasted some fuel for sure. That was not the most efficient launch that could have been done. It's not the best launch profile. I'm positive of that. But you can see the blue line is the real line, and this orange dotted line is the theoretical based on the burn properties that we're running right now. So hopefully, you can see my node is drifting a little bit. And we're getting really close. See, the camera changed. The camera changed to represent the new orbital mechanics, as opposed to being in a ballistic trajectory where we're going to fall back down to the planet's surface. Well, there we go. We've done it. We are in orbit around Kerbal. I am so happy that that worked. You can see my apoapsis here, 113, and my periapsis, 81. That's not so bad. That's a fairly decently circular orbit. I could circularize it more if I wanted to, but I want to save this fuel to make sure that I can come back down. Yeah. As it is, though, we're going to make sure that Jebediah does a crew report from here in space near Kerbin. So, oh, transmit. I did not put a I didn't put a what do you call it? Antenna on this ship. So we'll just keep it, I guess. Yeah, sure. All right, he can actually get out here in space and do an EVA. So yeah, so he's done that. So we can actually take the data and hopefully we can store that. Cool. He can do an EVA report from out here, and that's where some science. Keep that. Awesome. And we could actually store that experiment as well. Store it. Perfect. What else could he do? We can actually make him let go. I'm not comfortable. Well, let's try it. Let's try it. All right, how do we get him to launch up? They've got a little jetpack, although I'm not sure how to make him do it. Yeah, so that's all right. Let's just get back inside. Oh, you know what? I bet it's R. Anyway, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna do an orbit around Kerbin, I think, and I think there's actually biomes that you can orbit over to get. Can we do more? No. Hang on. I thought you could do... Can I not take crew report? In space near Kerbin, so... I mean, I could take another one of these, I guess, but... I thought you could do certain types of science over different areas of Kerbin, like over the ocean, over the landmass, over the mountains, and get different things, but I guess not. But we'll go ahead and keep that. Alright, so let's go out to the map. Let's just, because we can, let's just make sure we do go all the way around. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy about that. Being able to get all the way into orbit. And I'm going to go ahead and plan on a deorbit, because I do want to recover this vehicle and get all the science that we're collecting. And the best place to do that is at the Apoapsis. This is the furthest place from the... Well, it's the furthest part of the orbit, and we could burn as much or as little as we wanted to at this point. We could, we could try to come straight down on this point, or basically as long as you get inside of the atmosphere, it doesn't really matter, because you're going to come down at that point anyway. The atmosphere will capture you. But you can see that'll put us right onto this landmass, which I think is perfect. We might actually want to shoot for a little bit beyond that. Because the air will slow us down a little bit. And I do want to land on land as opposed to in the ocean, because if we can land on land, we can get out and take a sample and do some science on the surface. So that's what we're going to do. Get back out. Get our ship pointed in the right direction. Where is our ship? Oh, there it is. It's in the dark. The dark is very dark in this game. As it is in space, it really is like super dark in space when you're on the dark side of the planet, but, that's that. Space and stuff. It's only going to take about 1 second of burning, so we're going to do that right on the node. There we go, and we're just going to throttle up. And cut. Just like that. It should be close enough. It doesn't need to be perfect, because we're not trying to land on a dime or anything. We're just trying to land on the landmass. So that should be pretty good. Let's go ahead and speed her up. And it does this on rails acceleration when it's in green. When we get inside of the atmosphere, it's going to cut us down. You can see the number of warp options available has also gone down. And that is because this is now a physical time acceleration where it's running the calculation for atmospheric analysis. So, yeah, we want to go ahead and get pointed away from... this ship is much more nimble now that it's only got just the one part. Oh, that's the direction we are traveling. Or it's also called prograde. Towards your travel path. Then we've got... away from where we're going. It's why it's got a little like X in it. And I'm doing that because what I would like to do is go ahead and jettison the engine. And I want the engine jettisoning away from me as opposed to back behind me, since I'm going to open a parachute here eventually. So there we go. That's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and speed things up, because it does take forever to come down. It seems like this is the part that takes the longest. I mean, let's go ahead and turn off this. Yes, let's the aerodynamics do their thing. Jebediah loves this part, but it just takes forever. Just tumbling. And yeah, we're coming down through the atmosphere. This is going to probably be a pretty simple landing. We're just going to let the ship tumble. Here, let the little capsule tumble, and then we'll open up the parachute once we're down a little bit further, maybe into this thick part of the atmosphere. Coming up. And go ahead and go to full warp here. There's a keyboard shortcut. I should look it up what it is to you. Okay. And there we go. Getting a little bit of re-entry visual effects. At this point in the game, they don't actually calculate like re-entry heat to like make your ship explode or burn up on re-entry or anything like that. But it does look kind of cool. It's kind of a neat little effect there. Let's go ahead and launch that parachute. If re-entry effects like did things, this would just be burned up in an instant, because we are still traveling at almost 1,000 meters per second. So that's going pretty good. I believe this opens quite a bit lower, so we'll just go ahead and speed things up until we get quite a bit lower here to the ground. I don't know exactly when the parachute opens. I was warned that when the parachute opens up, it goes from this drag chute to actual like open parachute mode. If you're doing the physical time acceleration, it'll like tear off of your ship. So I'm not sure exactly when that happens. Maybe we can pay attention this one time so we don't have to pay attention next time. But we're definitely landing on the land, which is great. Let's go ahead and zoom out. Yeah, right, I mean, we had a pretty big target. Look at that. It looks like a crater hit there at some point and just left this nice round hole, though. Nice. Anyway, back to the ship. We're at about 1,500 meters. Okay. So now we know for next time. And now we can speed things up, and when we're about to hit the ground, we'll slow things down again just to make sure that we don't accidentally smash ourselves into the ground faster than the physics engine can support the mathematics being done correctly. And getting pretty close. Ready. And touchdown. That's a second safe launch. Jebediah, can you do a crew report from here? No. Okay. Get out of the vehicle. And we are going to do EVA report here. Flying over Kerbin's grasslands. Keep that data. Get off of the ship. Oh, no. Don't get back in the ship. That's not at all what I meant to do. Space. Let go. There we go. Got ourselves a nice little guy. He's walking around nice and happy. He can... Oh, we can plant a flag. Take a surface sample. Yep, looks like dirt. It probably is. Keep that data. Let's go ahead and plant a flag. Why not? Cool. Very cool, very cool. Oh, we get to name it. Very nice. Yep. This is landing site. First orbit ever. For reals. Okay. Nice. Does he need to go back inside to recover the vessel? No, he does not. Hopefully it gives us a whole bunch of science that we can spend unlocking new and fantastical space pieces. Oh, we only got 10 science. that entire thing, the only thing the scientists cared about was the surface samples from Kerbin's grasslands. They're like, I don't care if you orbited the planet. You brought us back dirt. Is that for real? No, that's not what I wanted. This one. Did the capsule stay out there and I only retrieved the dude? The Orbiter Mark 1? Yeah, that's what happened. I only retrieved Jebediah and not the capsule. The capsule has all the rest of the science. Right, so now we can recover this and that should hopefully give us some more science. So I guess we should have gotten back in. That's what we missed. There we go. There's another 39 science. I did care about the orbit. Alright. Let's go to the Research and Development Center and decide what it is that we want to purchase. You know what I'm just realizing? We unlocked this mystery goo container. This allows us to get more science on flights like the one we just did, and we did not bring it. That's a mistake. We'll fix that for next time. Let's see, we've got a new engine. This is a landing strut. That is probably going to be super useful. And radially mounted parachutes. Let's go ahead and get that. Light bulb. I like the sound of that. Recharge battery pack. This is a Science Junior. This is another science experiment we can do to get more science. So let's go ahead and grab that. Oh, we don't have enough science at all. We're not even close. We only have 24 science. Can we get this one? 20. We can. What is this? This is a rocket engine. It's probably more powerful than the other one. Slightly smaller and less powerful engine in comparison to earlier LVT models. Why would I want a smaller, lighter? It's probably more efficient, but smaller and lighter. Alright. The Sepatron. Oh, bigger rocket. Yep. Bigger solid fuel boosters. We're taking that for sure. Alright, so we're making progress. I want to say thank you for the love on the last episode. Keep it coming so I can keep these episodes coming and feel good about doing them. It's a good motivator when you guys leave such great positive comments on the videos. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Mondef. I'll see you guys next time.